Hey kids, welcome back! This is Uncle Dr. Ernie here, showing you how you can do anything you want if you're willing to do awesome stuff really badly. I'm really excited to try and see if we can nail down this bug we were tracking last time, the Reactive-Coffee patch that I was working on. And it was really annoying that it was crashing randomly in some other part of the program, but it's probably my fault well, currently it's my fault because I didn't apply the patch properly understanding what I was doing. It is also one of the things that's really wrong with programming, that you could change something over here and have something over here go horribly wrong. It's one of the things we're trying to fix. But first, we got to fix this piece of code. So let's get started. So last time we learned that we had to make sure we set the SVG property because that's different than the default set property that existed. And I have this nasty suspicion that all this stuff here around special attributes is also causing confusion. So let's go ahead and grab that code. And which was right before setProp and make tag after RxV. And let's give it its own little name here. Indenting it properly. And the reason that I thought this was necessary is because in the context session, which was where all of our problems were coming, there was a few. Actually, it was actually here, wasn't it? If we're actually updating the wrong puppy, that could cause all sorts of grief. I didn't know that. Okay, so I changed that, although now that I look at it, it looks like the area with contents that was causing us problems wasn't really there. This is the new code we have here, special SVG adders. Child instance of SVG element. That's a really good question. We should double check and make sure that those instances are firing properly. Well, one thing at a time. We'll implement the change we just tried. A lot of stuff we've changed that we hadn't committed. Whoops, that's not good. Let's just undo all those things there since it seemed to help. And back to where we were here, which was the diff. Yes, that's what I mean. Leave this here for my grunt. Git commit in, clean up, G up. That's all. Really bad error message, but better than none at all. Sorry, commit message. Okay, gits are clean, and now we are. What are we doing here? Trying to figure out why our contents are going bonkers. So one theory is that something's happening here where our child, if we're not doing anything there, so we have a toNodes method, an update contents method. Right. Interesting. When we create a tag, when we instantiate a tag, we are actually defining the methods that return these things, which is text if it's a string, otherwise it's an SVG element. So that implies we might have the same problems if we did it's just a string. Let's try this and see what happens. Why not? Dot text content to be child. This will be defined. Parent context. Contents. Specs. SB1. Let's try and see. Running the grunt. Grunt. It's failed, not a function, evaluating parent contents. Here. Did we crash before that? Yes. So in the simplest possible case, let's actually be even more explicit here. Right, this should be what's happening here. Oh, one thing at a time. Let's try this first. So what we had, yes. All we're doing is adding two arguments, one of which is empty, and the other which is a string, so it should be this path here, or simulating that path there. And then contents. This child. I think we're going to create a text node. Defines those two things, and then it's an array. Do that. It should call update contents. Remove all the children. the element it just created. If arrays, do it one time. If it's a string, make it even more explicit because that'll be on the fast path. Because it really wants to be an array for right. Seems to be barfing before it gets there. We call the document.create text node here. Text node. I'm not getting an element type an array, are we? No, I'm not seeing anything useful there. Maybe we should see if this to nodes idiom is here. It's different. This is in string actually at a top level, not as a child. Makeups is there. Normalized tag arguments. Is that in the same scope? This is interesting. Is this redundant with what I'm doing? How the heck do we take what SVG element? Is that? Oh. Very interesting. It's implying that this is all kind of redundant and really necessary because the system doesn't know about SVG element. Does anybody know about SVG element? My code there. Is any of his code? So here's the thing. It looks like there's a lot of intelligence around RxT being able to normalize these things that we're reduplicating later, lower down here. And if that's the case, then we could save ourselves a lot of pain and anguish if we just reused that. But we would have to patch it to properly handle SVG elements. That's a good point. Yeah, I can't even type. Let's just create a new branch. Dash B line. What we're going to do is inline the logic there. So what does that mean? So that means we're going to assume that normalized tag arguments make it do the right thing. And after element, SVG element, right? That's what's fairly smarter than what we were doing. To nodes. These ORs appear to be having the right precedence. We're throwing that error anyway, so why not? I think that's probably why we're calling it for some reason. It's somehow the way we're doing two nodes. It's not. And I don't really see anything interesting in update contents. Is element specific. Here we go. Contents. I'm not actually doing anything different than our mix tag at this point. That seems to be different for what that was worth. The dyne prop versus the SVG prop. Well, that seems to be the least buggy part of it. Okay. But the if contents piece. So this seems to be, what we're doing here is a lot more primitive than what was being done there. And it seems like the only real value was this whole to nudes business, which we just patched to be different, which we can because we're in line. We're doing it there. Oh wait, what are we doing? No, we decided not to do the attributes difference because we didn't see value in that. Let's just see what's happening here. No, sorry. That looks like a slightly better error message. Contents is what are we calling? Let's just try what happens if we don't actually use our ASB tag at all. What's the worst that could happen? It's nothing. What's happening? We're normalizing it as expected. Yeah. It seems like it is a bridge too far, isn't it? But there's something weird going on. And I can really only afford 5 more minutes to beat on this. I need to think through, reevaluate my life to see where I'm spending my time. So what's happening here? It's auto sub. This auto sub thing does not appear to be current. The if-elf business seems to be pretty similar. Sliders don't seem to be terribly different than what we were before. Update contents is the same. Content element contents. That's interesting. No, sure, because it was crashing then, sure. Yeah, let's try it, see if it works. And not 0. Let's look at our elements here. T makes times defined there. There's an element there. That's actually a string? No, it's a DOM reference. Looks like an element there. Just got append. An element with that name. The constants elements. Element. Should be auto sub here. Auto sub takes an event and a listener. It gets surprise listener temporarily and does it when it's gone. There's here. And seems to take care of that problem. And contents. Element contents. Element should be declared globally as always. And let's just go and finish this off before we quit. So I'm just going to refactor the RX2 tags to see if I can change that only without things worse. Seems to be the case. So then I change this guy down here to do that. It's complicated stuff I don't understand. Other complicated stuff I don't understand, but at least I know that it works. 650 is a version of that. And anything worse. All right, we're stuck. I don't know why. That's what happens when you do awesome stuff badly. We'll stop doing it for